Hello and welcome to my channel. It's the Marshall. This is your girl, yours truly, Missy. I will be the narrator of this vlog. We will start out by taking a quick trip by the grocery store and picking up a few items. Here you see some canned vegetables, a roast, carrots, turkey neck, and a potato. Let's go ahead and start prepping our Instant Pot. I have poured over just a tiny bit of oil over in here. I cleaned up the roast, washed it up real good, and I just set it over here waiting to be seasoned. In the meantime, I placed some oil over in a skillet because I am going to sear my roast on both sides after seasoning. Look at my roast. Isn't it a beauty? Here are the seasoning that I'm going to use. Maybe not on the roast directly, but eventually it will go over in the Instant Pot. So first thing first, I'm going to get me a cube of beef and make me some beef broth. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm hoping that it would dissolve in the hot water that I'm going to place it in before putting it in the Instant Pot. I've gone ahead and seasoned one side of my roast with some nature seasoning, pink Himalaya salt with garlic and black pepper. Those two seasonings together are fire. They are so good. And I added some chili powder, and what else did I add? I think that was it until I put it over in the Instant Pot and then let it cook a little while. I'm going to let this sear for a while on each side, get a nice little coating on both sides. The chili powder is what's going to give it that dark coating when you fry food. That chili powder is going to give it that dark color, and it's going to be kind of a crispy texture. So my beef cube did not dissolve. As a matter of fact, I didn't let it stay in there long enough. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour it over in this Instant Pot and then set it so it can start heating up, and then maybe it'll go ahead and dissolve. It's time for me to buy one of those bigger forks that you can pick up steak and roast with, because this little small fork was a struggle. It's time to transpose my seared roast over into the Instant Pot. I did go ahead and pour some water in it. It's still gonna do fine. Another rule of thumb is be careful when you're adding black pepper and different seasoning to your food, because the seasoning burns and it sticks to the pan, especially black pepper. So if you're using black pepper, just take heed that black pepper should be added toward the end of the food being cooked. Like the closer it is to being cooked is when you add the black pepper. I haven't been eating potatoes for the last 2 weeks or so I just bought one potato to put over in the roast. My husband loves the potatoes, and I'm sure he would eat the carrots as well. I tried to eat a dry carrot, something that I got to work on, but I do know that I need to increase my vegetable intake. So y'all see me here chopping up the potato. I'm gonna put it in the roast close to the end of the roast being done. So we're gonna do about 2 cycles on the Instapot for the roast before I even add the vegetables. This is after round 1 of about 30 minutes of the roast being in the Instapot. So we're going to go ahead and add some of the other ingredients. This is the Worcestershire sour sauce. I'm going to add this over here. There's no measuring, y'all. Y'all can see I just cook. And then I add as I go because I've learned to taste my food as I go. And then I'm going to add some ketchup. I was supposed to use tomato sauce, but I used that up when I made the spaghetti. So the next best thing is ketchup. I was very reluctant to use ketchup in the past because I've never heard of ketchup in a roast. But when I cooked it, I told my husband what I had put in it because I didn't want him to talk about me. But he had heard about the ketchup in the roast. And so he gave me his blessings and I went ahead with it, y'all. It doesn't taste anything like it looked. It turned out great. This is a great roast. And then y'all, like I said in the past, I ain't never been big on cooking. This is just something I'm trying out. Y'all see it. Y'all know what time it is. Gotta make this old country husband of mine some cornbread to go with his vegetables and his roast. And I'm gonna even whip up some Mexican style corn. I usually use buttermilk, but since we didn't have any buttermilk, I had to improvise and use the whole milk, which is fine because that's what I was raised up on. My mom used whole milk. But now I've turned to buttermilk. It gives it a better taste. And I'm going to go ahead and mix all this up and just wait for my cooking oil to get hot, that piping hot. So when I pour it over in my cornmeal mix, it's going to hiss at you. Did y'all really think I was gonna serve my husband a roast with potato, carrots, onion, without gravy? Y'all have got to have been out of your mind. No roast is complete without gravy. So I had to go back and make that gravy, and that's what you see me doing, pouring that gravy all over that roast. The gravy is rather thick, but that's the way he likes it. I made the gravy out of the broth that was over in the pot. I just got my flour and put it in a bowl and just add a little bit of the broth at a time until I made like a paste. Otherwise, it would have been lumpy and clumpy and you would have saw the little white specks over in the gravy. So here's our aftermath of the roast.